Going places in 2024? In today's episode, find out how a Southern California airport supports travelers in surprising ways.
Our interaction with customers, it has to be one of compassion and understanding and patience and help and support.
We learn how an influential nonprofit has assisted Inland Empire women and children for the past 25 years.
In 2023 alone, we served over 3,800 people and their children in Riverside County, making sure that they have safe and stable futures.
And we bring you our first roundtable discussion featuring community stakeholders.
I think single moms have grit and determination. We're good at time management. So there's a lot of skills we can bring to the table.
Join Spirit of Innovation co-hosts, Spirit of Innovation's executive producer, Diane Strand, and Spirit of Innovation's director, Scott Strand. Scott and Diane are the co-founders of nonprofit JDS Creative Academy, co-owners of award-winning JDS Video and Media Productions Incorporated, JDS Actor Studio, and the co-authors of the best-selling book, Show Business, Breaking into the Industry as an Actor. Stay with us as the Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America team brings you impactful and innovative community news and information, with all the good to know and need to know that you expect. Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America starts now.
Happy New Year. Welcome to our first official Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America. We did it.
We sure did.
Yes, we are here. We have some of the changes going on. You saw some of them last month with our new logo. We have a new set, our new table. What do you think of all this?
I love it. I love the desk. It's comfortable, and I really like the look of it.
Yeah, I think our transformation is going great as we get back to our creative roots.
Yeah, and it's the same show, just a little different approach in terms of our artistic journey with you and the stories. You'll still have need to know and some of the good to know stories, but we're going to include a little bit more of our participants in some of the stories we do, so we're hoping that they get to show you a little bit of themselves too.
That's what we're all about. That's what Arts Across America really means, is how the arts level the playing field and how you can get more creative in business and launching. And we're here to share that message with our stories.
So should we get started?
Let's get started.
For our impact story, we head out to Ontario International Airport. Did you know it's not just an impersonal transportation hub? The people who work there get creative and make the community feel welcome in unexpected ways. Here's more.
Ontario International Airport began as a small landing strip in 1923 and has grown exponentially over the years. In 2016, its ownership transferred from Los Angeles World Airports to the Ontario International Authority, a move that solidified Ontario Airport's influence in the region.
Being locally owned, locally controlled, locally governed means that we can be more connected to the community than ever before. It means that all of this property here gets top priority. We're not part of a bigger organization that maybe doesn't care about Ontario and the Inland Empire as much as we do. We commissioned a study about a year ago to look at our economic impact, and it was $3.8 billion a year, which is extraordinary. We support directly or indirectly almost 28,000 jobs. We're really, really proud of that.
The airport is also physically transforming with investments in infrastructure, new parking lots, and upgraded terminals, all designed to handle increased passenger flow. As the airport continues to grow, those that work here pride themselves on providing an accessible and convenient travel experience.
The people here get it. They get that Ontario International Airport isn't just a facility that people go through security and hop on their airplanes for. They get that we're part of the community. Our interaction with customers, it has to be one of compassion and understanding and patience and help and support.
A big part of that support is the airport's programs for those with special needs. The facility is fully ADA compliant, starting with the parking lots and shuttles. continuing to the curb cutouts at the passenger drop-offs, as well as accessible ramps and elevators. The airport's ONT Plus program is there for family and friends who want to give additional assistance.
It allows somebody to almost instantaneously go online or with their cell phone and get a digital visitor's pass. So if you're accompanying an individual who may need extra support while traveling, you can do that. You can take them through security and actually up to the gate. You can go to the gate when they come back and you can accompany them.
The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program is designed to help travelers whose disabilities might not be immediately obvious.
It gives somebody who, and an individual wants to self-identify as having a hidden disability, a lanyard with a sunflower on it. And what that does is it alerts anybody who works at the airport that this is somebody who might need a little extra attention or care while they're traveling.
For anyone who might need a little stress relief, the Paw Squad is on call to do just that.
Traveling anyway can be a stressful experience. The Paw Squad evolved out of that through discussions internally on what can we do to provide additional support. It's just a warm and friendly reminder to people too that this is a safe zone, and in return we will do anything we can for our community to help them.
That was a really fun shoot.
It was a great time out at the airport.
The region's public transportation is also expanding services for those who don't want to drive to Ontario Airport.
Yes, the bus rapid transit system is being built called the West Valley Connector from Pomona to Rancho Cucamonga, with Ontario Airport right in the middle.
You know, there's also discussion about building an underground tunnel for the transit from Rancho Cucamonga Metrolink station to the airport.
And did you know that they also have the largest USO in the state of California? I think we're going to be going back to do more stories there.
Probably have to head back. Now for the need to know. Last year, the California State Legislature passed 1,046 bills, and the governor signed 890 of them into law. Since we only have a couple of minutes allotted to this segment, we're just going to highlight some of the laws. Every law that we're mentioning will be making an impact in the state.
And some of these laws are heavy subjects, so let's run them down for you. Here's one that's getting a lot of buzz. All California businesses must now give their workers 5 paid sick days per year. This is an increase from 3 mandatory sick day pays.
Sick pay can be used for preventative care, such as a doctor visit or the care of a spouse, child, or a parent who is under your care.
Keep in mind, some businesses have a 90-day waiting period for benefits to begin, but you are paid and start accruing from your first day. New hires should always check with their policies and procedures and understand how their company operates.
Other new business laws worth mentioning are the increase in wages. Fast food workers will see an increase to $20 an hour on April 1st, and healthcare workers' hourly minimums start going up on June 1st, eventually reaching $25 an hour over the next 10 years.
And starting in 2024, California is the first state in the U.S. to provide health insurance to all eligible undocumented adults.
The state has been expanding Medi-Cal to cover undocumented immigrants since 2016, beginning with children 18 years and younger.
And in 2020, the state qualified undocumented young adults ages 19 to 25 for Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal was expanded again in 2022 to include those who were 50 years of age and older. This year, the final expansion is to include adults ages 26 to 49.
Another big health hot topic: a new California state law protects doctors and pharmacists who mail abortion pills to patients in states where abortion is currently illegal.
The law only protects medical professionals as long as they stay in California, meaning you can't leave the state to provide the care.
This law protects the medical professional from bounty hunters and bail agents, banning them from apprehending California doctors and taking them to another state to stand trial.
Moving on to housing and tenant rights. If you're in the apartment hunt, You might want to wait till summer. Starting in July of 2024, security deposits cannot be more than 1 month's rent. Until then, the landlords can continue to charge up to 2 months' rent for an unfurnished apartment and up to 3 months' rent for a furnished place.
When it comes to covering California's new 2024 laws, we've barely scratched the surface. If you want to do a deep dive, our website has links to summaries by Governor Newsom's office and the California Courts Newsroom, as well as a link to find copies of the actual laws. Go to spiritofinnovation.org.
And next up, we are moving on to SAFE, which is a community nonprofit. We love to spotlight nonprofits around here, and they're making a real impact on families and individuals.
Check it out.
For 25 years, Safe Family Justice Centers have been committed to providing services for youth and families who have experienced or are at risk of abuse and violence. When it was established, domestic abuse shelters in the Inland Empire were few and far between.
Safe Family Justice Centers, when it was founded in 1998, was a unique organization as the Violence Against Women Act of 1998 was just signed. And so there were a lot of services coming about for victims of crime and victims of domestic violence in particular. But domestic violence wasn't really recognized as a crime up until that point. Safe Family Justice Centers started out as a committee here in the Temecula Valley with our founder, Carol Niles. Safe Family Justice Center has evolved greatly since its founding. The movement really took off in 2005 with the opening of the Family Justice Center in Riverside. Shortly after, we opened another one here in the Southwest County, and then 2013 we opened our Indio location to provide more services to those out in the rural space of the desert. We have established and grown tremendously over the last year in order to provide more services to victims of crime. In 2023 alone, we served over 3,800 people and their children in Riverside County, making sure that they have safe and stable futures.
Fostering relationships is vital for Safe Family Justice Centers. Collaborative bonds with other nonprofits, community organizations, and law enforcement create a strong network of support.
Harnessing those partnerships is that in the field of victim services, no one can do this alone. That's the message we try to provide to survivors as well, is that they don't have to do it alone, that they shouldn't do it alone, and that their service is to help. In 2004, we launched our Police Activities League, which is a partnership with local law enforcement agencies to provide mentorship activities to local youth. We serve ages 5 to 18 in an effort to provide mentorship activities and exposure opportunities.
I was a victim of domestic violence. I am a survivor now, and I'm helping to empower others. My children were acting out in school. My son was fighting frequently, and my advocate had gave me resources for the Safe Family Justice Center PAL program, Girls Circle, and Boys Council. One particular event that stands out to me, the Safe Family Justice Center was having a Halloween event, and my son, who was once fighting and acting out in school, was running, laughing, and playing in a hot dog costume. I hadn't seen him like that in a very long time. And I'm just so grateful for Safe Family Justice Center for what they've done for my family and other families. My kids and I are close, but after everything happening, we got really close. And I've learned to trust again with the Safe Family Justice Center.
As Safe Family Justice Centers continue to evolve, their future is shaped by an unwavering commitment to extensive services, focusing on protecting families, seeking justice, and ensuring safe futures for those affected by violence.
It's so great to see how much good work is being done in our community. Speaking of community involvement, our next segment is Spirit of Innovation's Arts Across America First Community Roundtable. This is where we invite guests to sit down with us and discuss meaningful topics that affect us all.
Today, we'll be talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion with two community stakeholders. Julie No is a seasoned State Farm agent, and Nicole Albrecht is the founder of Elite Tax Partners. Both of you serve on the chambers, and you're both also on the board of Rancho Damacitas. So welcome, you guys.
Welcome. Thank you.
So great to have you.
Yeah, we're really glad to have you for this topic. So diversity, I'm going to throw that one a little at you, Julie, as someone who's an entrepreneur as well as an Asian American. How does diversity affect you in growing your business?
Diversity to me is such a big topic, but I think what I would like to talk about on it is the way people value things like how they started their business. Maybe it's money, maybe it's how they grew up. I didn't grow up with very much money, so the way I look at it and the way I value it and how I used it to start my business could be really different than the next person. So for me, diversity comes with understanding that if you value money in a certain way, for example, I'll use debt, right? I grew up knowing that debt was bad. That's just how my parents taught me. So when I started my business, debt was a very big topic to try to understand and wrap my head around, that it's okay to be in debt sometimes when you're in your business. It just depends on the type of debt you're in. That goes a lot, I think, with my clients. I consistently have conversations with them about how they have to talk to their banker, their CPA, and understanding how to run their business with money and using debt in a very good and creative way. But that, I believe, really comes with the diverse background that we all bring to the table as entrepreneurs and business owners.
I love that, how you provide education to further entrepreneurship and do that.
Nicole, you're a single mother with a child on the spectrum, and you're also an entrepreneur. So equity and also, diversity, how do you feel about some of those topics?
So I think being a single mom, I really saw how that played a role in trying to get a job. So when I was 20 years old, I already had a 3-year-old. I got pregnant in high school, and I was really looking for someone that was going to give me an opportunity. I felt like an office job was going to be able to start some sort of career doing something. And I was really fortunate to find a gentleman that not only provided me a job and education, but was able to be flexible because my son had such behavior issues and was on the spectrum. I got called out a lot. I had to pick him up. He was constantly getting kicked out of programs and stuff like that. And so just allowing that flexibility and looking beyond you're a single mom, but I think single moms have grit and determination. We're good at time management. So there's a lot of skills we can bring to the table if someone's a little bit more flexible.
Well, that's great. I love it as we're talking about breaking barriers, and both of you have done that. You broke your stereotypical barrier, as well as being women and entrepreneurs, close to my heart. And that's what we do here, is we break down barriers. We work with a population that we try and train them so they can have a future and careers, and that brings in the inclusion. So tell me a little bit about how you include people.
I think that as long as we look at everybody as just one group of who they are, how they can give back, how they can be, an asset to whatever they're doing, I think that to me is inclusive. I guess I don't look at it as this is this person, this is this person.
I think, though, that we tend to hire people that look and feel like us, whether it's intentional or not. And so we were running Elite Tax Partners, and I looked up, and everyone was a 40-ish year old single mom, white female. And I thought, oh, that is limiting where we can, our vision, how we look at the world, everything. Yeah. And so we were really, really intentional, how can we open this up? So since then we have. And so we were really intentional about that.
I love it. And it all starts with conversations like this. And, as we're all members of the chamber, they have a good DEI committee and things that are going on. So we really want to thank you for being here and being part of this conversation. In our next segment, we have SOI team member Aaron Porras.
Aaron's going to take us out and try some yummy food for the next Food Corner.
Welcome to Food Corner. I'm Aaron Porras, and today we are here at Great Harvest Bread Company in Temecula. I'm here with the owner, Danielle Kalali. I understand you just bought this location 6 months ago. What inspired you to do that?
Myself and my family, my wife and myself specifically, very much love bread and sweet products. The moment we tried the product, we knew this is the store to buy from, and since then we are very happy.
I heard that Great Harvest Bread Company runs under a Freedom franchise. Can you tell us what this means?
The Freedom franchise is a cross between a typical franchise and independent franchise. The corporate restaurant, you are actually stuck to the same type of product line in how you actually make the products. In Freedom franchise, we can really innovate into the recipe themselves and then different kinds of product line that we can bring on.
I'm excited to try one of your sandwiches and some goodies. Which ones do you suggest?
That's the hard one because if I ask my family what's the best one, we're gonna receive different feedback. But personally, I love anything in panini.
This looks really good and I can't wait to try this out. It's very steamy too. So what I have here is the roast beef and provolone cheese on sourdough. You can really taste in here the roast beef as well as the cheese in there, all the vegetables in there too. I'm gonna try their tasty treat too. And this is the salted caramel cookie. I really enjoyed the saltiness, especially like with the caramel. Thank you. I have to come back here. The food here is very fresh. You should stop by Great Harvest Bread Company to grab some fresh bread and tell them you saw them on Spirit of Innovation Arts Across America. If you have any restaurant recommendations, let us know in the comments. Now, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Erin. I'm looking forward to seeing where Food Corner takes you next month.
I'm so proud of the great work that Erin's doing. Not only do they get to pick their restaurant, they write the segment, they go out on location and do the interviewing, and then come back and edit it. Great work. And we have 2 more team members to show you their good work, Tyler Perrone and Brian Wong, in their Good to Know community information.
We've changed this segment up a little bit too, so take a look.
Here are Good to Know community happenings. The Children's Hospital of Orange County and Rady Children's Hospital San Diego made an agreement to merge together under the new banner of Rady Children's Health. The arrangement will transform pediatric care in the region. In other medical Good to Know news, Temecula Valley Hospital received the 2024 Women's Choice Award as one of America's best hospitals for patient safety.
Artists sometimes need help getting the word out about their services. That's where the Inland Empire Arts Directory comes in. Compiled by the nonprofit The Arts Area, it's the largest directory for visual and performing artists in the region. We all know that coffee and art go together like grilled cheese and tomato soup. The Coffee Table Art Book is hosting an art contest for artists to show off their coffee-themed art pieces. Winners will have their work displayed in the book and receive cash prizes and other special perks. Get your entries in. Deadline is January 31st. You can find art of all kinds around the world, and the city of Riverside is no different. The Riverside Arts Council hosts an art walk on the first Thursday of every month to celebrate the diversity of arts and culture in the Inland Empire. Check out spectacular art pieces at over 20 different downtown venues.
The United Cerebral Palsy of the Inland Empire Adaptive Bike Program gives adaptive bikes to individuals with mobility disabilities. The organization's bike team has all received adaptive bikes and will participate in the Tour de Palm Springs, held on February 9th and 10th. Each team member helps raise funds for the adaptive bike program. San Bernardino Valley College's Film, Television, and Media Department opened its cutting-edge podcasting studio this past fall. The new space will help students develop skills in broadcast, writing, performance, production, and collaboration. That's all for Good to Know community happenings. You can find more information on our website, spiritofinnovation.org. Back to you, Diane and Scott.
Great job, Tyler and Brian. So proud of the work that you're doing. Not only are you delivering the Good to Know, but you're also writing it and editing it.
Karina Corona also prepares for her segment. She does the research, the interviews, writes, and edits. Up next, Karina's Corner.
There are many great artists that come from the Riverside area. I would like to introduce you to a local artist that has become a friend of mine. Sammy Listo is a local country rock musician, and he took a moment out of his day to have a chat with me. What was your inspiration for getting into music?
My inspiration for getting into music would have to be my mom. Growing up in a household with music where she played the piano and sang all the time really inspired me.
What's your process when it comes to writing music?
It's always been that safe place for me to express myself and my feelings and things that maybe I was more scared to talk about.
How do you hope to inspire people with your music?
My music has always been about just sharing my journey and hoping that it inspires others to know they're not alone, and that there's healing and they're worthy of that healing, and that there's always a brighter day ahead.
How does being a firefighter affect your music?
In the fire service, the idea that we are not promised tomorrow and we have to live each day as if it's our last, really. I mean, as far as just appreciating and loving people and connecting and being present.
Thank you, Sammy, for the great chat. You can catch him playing at Bailey's in Temecula on February 2nd. You might see me there. Back to you, Scott and Diane.
Great job, Karina. Our participants are doing such amazing work here at the Academy. I love that we're teaching them video production, multimedia, and we just started with animation too.
And they are creating a new logo and opening for their show, SOI Stories. So it's going to be awesome.
Not only do we have our day program that goes on here, but we have our extracurricular classes, and that's our visual and performing arts. We have our spring classes starting this week.
Not only are classes happening, we're getting ready for DigiFest, and it's coming up on April 19th, 20th, and 21st.
DigiFest has so much to offer. It's even so much more than a film festival. Not only is it a competition, it's also networking. It's a 3-day signature event to be able to move the needle so creatives can launch. I'm so excited for this year's DigiFest. The planning is underway. And for all you creatives out there, get your submissions ready. The early deadline is just around the corner on January 28th. And then we also have a late deadline of March 10th. So get your creative juices flowing, and we look forward to seeing you at DigiFest 2024. We're doing some exciting stuff around here. We have something new. Why don't you tell them?
Well, every month, Diane and I are hosting a Q&A for business owners and creativepreneurs and any entrepreneurs who are thinking of starting a business. So feel free to jump on each month and ask us anything you want about building businesses or even just getting involved in the arts.
The next episode will be February 27th for that. We'll send you a link. Just comment below and we'll get that for you. So that wraps up our show today. Thank you for joining us. Don't miss our next episode of Spirit of Innovation, Arts Across America, dropping on February 29th.
And make sure that you check on spiritofinnovation.org for current episodes, past episodes, and we also have the individual segments.
And find Spirit of Innovation on Rivco TV, Menifee, Murrieta, and Temecula local TV stations. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, and our Facebook page is now titled Spirit of Innovation, Arts Across America TV Show. Use the hashtag JDSFamily to keep up with everything that's happening here at the studio and in Riverside County.
Don't forget to find our SOI training crew with their new revised version called SOI Stories on YouTube. They are also co-hosting our podcast, SOI Talk, and the training crew is also working on radio station 102.5 The Vine 7 days a week with the JDS Creative Academy Community Spotlight.
Well, that wraps up our show. We'll see you next time.
SOI out.